In the effort, making it so workers can eliminate any gaps in their employment history. All in all, collaboration between employers and the Department of Labor seems to be paying off. State labor officials are providing the necessary training so that employers don't have to look outside of Idaho to fill open positions that require a specific skill set.
We're actually working hand in hand with education, not only at the high school level, but also the post-secondary, to find out what we can do to make those connections at an earlier stage to make sure that we're meeting the demand.
Good news for veterans was also announced this week. Their unemployment rate was the third lowest in the nation in 2014 with a 2.3 percentage rate. Live in studio, Tammy Scordino, today's 6 on Your Side.
And some more news. Job may be on the way for Burley, Idaho, which will soon be the home of a new plastic plant. Officials with the Michigan-based Fabrical Corporation say they will break ground on the $50 million facility by the end of the month. The 100,000 square foot plant will be the company's fourth facility. The plant, which will make food containers, will employ 50 people, with at least 20 of those positions paying higher than the county's average wage. Well, we had another beautiful day here in the valley, but that could be changing soon. So let's head over to the Weather Center and check in with Adam Behrman with a look at the On Your Side forecast. Adam?
Hey Karen, it is a beautiful evening across the Treasure Valley as evidenced through our Ford Dealers Tower Cam. Lots of sunshine out there over Boise right now, but the clouds are building in as we slowly pan over to the west. You can see the horizon getting wider and wider as a cold front makes its way towards southwest Idaho. Let's take a look at our current conditions. Not bad outside. 67 and sunny out at the airport with winds blowing out of the southeast at about 5 miles per hour. Still very dry with the dew point down to 27. I'm going to switch over to our radar now, show you where the showers are currently out across Malheur County and much of eastern Oregon. Seeing some scattered thunderstorms with wind gusts up around 40 miles per hour and some occasionally heavy downpours. Nothing yet making it into the Treasure Valley, and if anything does, it will be later tonight when it finally does arrive. And this is a satellite picture showing the cold front. You can see it here crashing its way onto the coast right along Northern California into Oregon and Washington, and it is heading our way, which is this outward line of showers approaching first. So that's what's coming. It's going to bring cooler weather and wetter weather. We'll talk about that coming up in my On Your Side forecast. Karen?
5 former inmates of a juvenile detention center in Nampa have filed a lawsuit saying they were sexually abused while in custody. Our media partners at the Idaho Statesman report the suit claims a staff nurse and a staff intern abused a 16-year-old boy while at the center. The suit covers alleged sexual misconduct by employees against all 5 boys. The boys are seeking general and punitive damages. Prison officials have declined to comment, citing pending litigation. A Pocatello man says he was robbed while having a heart attack. Frank Angley tells the Idaho State Journal that after he collapsed to the ground, a passerby stopped, but not to help him. Angley says the man stole $700 out of his wallet and then just walked away. The heart attack victim says he didn't get any help until a friend called his phone and heard him groaning. Police are now investigating. Also in eastern Idaho, the Department of Correction is looking for a walkaway. Officials say Raymond Ross was assigned to the department's re-entry center in Idaho Falls. He was last seen at his job on Saturday night. Ross was sentenced in 2008 for delivery of a controlled substance. Police say Ross is 6.5 feet tall and about 225 pounds. If you have any information about his whereabouts, please call police. Boise's Park Ambassador program is starting to pick up with events planned for upcoming months. It's an opportunity for volunteers to promote responsible stewardship. Ambassadors are responsible for documenting maintenance needs, reporting acts of vandalism, and interacting with park visitors. A volunteer will give free tours on Sunday, April 19th for the 90th birthday celebration of the Boise Depot. Wildlife photography classes are also lined up this summer at Catherine Albertson Park.
The photography, the tours, wildlife habitat interpretation, that's really dependent on the volunteer, and so we really like to showcase that and give people an opportunity to share their knowledge.
The program focuses on 8 parks and 3 cemeteries. You can sign up through the City of Boise's website. A coalition of conservation groups and the Nez Perce tribe are pushing back after the Forest Service approved a mining company's request to explore claims in an Idaho wilderness. The company has the go-ahead to reopen a short road and drill for core samples on 2 claims in the Frank Church Wilderness of No Return. Conservation groups say the approval exceeds activity limits set out in a 2002 lawsuit. The tribe says it's concerned about possible damage to the streams and says the approval infringes on rights granted in treaties from the mid-1800s. The IRS is working hard to prevent tax fraud, and as a result, some taxpayers may be receiving an identity verification letter in the mail. Letter 5071C is really from the IRS. You can find the letter towards the top of the page. The IRS sends those letters when it sees suspicious tax returns that use real taxpayers' information. The federal agency asks that those who do receive a letter go to idverified.irs.gov, which is secure. The site will ask several questions to verify your identity and then confirm that it was, in fact, you who filed a return. Now, it's important to note that the IRS will not ask you for this kind of information in an email or over the phone, so beware of scammers using those methods. And the Idaho State Tax Commission reminds filers that they do owe taxes on online purchases or purchases made in states that don't collect sales tax, like Oregon and Montana. If you made untaxed purchases online, you're required to pay 6% use tax on them when you file. Last year, more than 10,000 Idahoans paid more than $600,000 in use taxes, but it's estimated the state is losing more than $46 million a year in revenue because of unpaid use taxes. Just a year ago, the Cunamora School looked more like a junkyard to many people, but not to car lovers. More than 300 cars littered the 7-acre property, and the county wanted them cleaned up. To make that happen, many classic cars hit the auction block, and now after some additional work, the property is fit for sale and looking for buyers. Just in time for the planting season, 100 vendors packed the Boise Center this weekend for the 19th annual Boise Flower and Garden Show. Jola Orchids has set up shop at the show for 18 of those past 19 years. The couple from Ontario makes a living traveling all over the country selling their plants. In fact, there are more than 25,000 different species of orchids around the world.
Idaho has about 31 native orchids out here in the mountains that people are walking on and they don't even realize they're orchids.
While you can't grow orchids outside in Idaho's climate, you can care for them indoors. Showgoers were also drawn to the unique container gardens that were part of a silent auction. The city of Nampa is now accepting applications for community development block grants. The money comes from the Department of Housing and Urban Development and is intended to fund projects that help low and moderate income community members in Nampa. Past projects range from Meals on Wheels to the community family shelter and even crosswalk improvements. The city will host a workshop for those who would be interested in applying this Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Nampa City Council chambers. And some quick traffic news for you now. The Ada County Highway District will begin paving work on 5 Mile Road this Tuesday. Crews will work on the area between Franklin Road and Emerald Street, and the work could take up to 5 days. Motorists there should expect lane restrictions and delays. Coming up after the break, we will head over to the Weather Center and check in with meteorologist Adam Behrman for his complete On Your Side forecast. And coming up later in the show, the U.S. military withdraws from Yemen, citing civil unrest, but that decision may be stirring up some unrest of its own back here at home.
Welcome back. What a beautiful day it was across the Treasure Valley. It's a beautiful evening now with temperatures near 70. Not bad for March 21st. Let's take a look now, see what's going on with our forecast. It's 68 in Mountain Home, 67 in Boise, 69 out in Ontario, and we're in the 50s up in the mountains. 54 there for McCall, 52 for Stanley, 55 in Sun Valley, Twin Falls right around 64. As we look across the region, we're seeing mild air just about everywhere. 63 in Elko, we're at 50. Over in Baker City, 51 in Medford, some cooler temperatures being recorded in Oregon as that cold front starts to make its way in. We're just kind of a little island of warmth here across southwest Idaho, so not bad at all. Hope you got outside and enjoyed the day. Here's a look at our satellite picture. We're seeing a few scattered showers developing across eastern Oregon, pushing their way northeastward. Some of these may make it into the Treasure Valley before sunset. If they do, could see a little bit of locally heavy downpours, maybe some strong gusts up around 40 miles per hour. But most of the storms will die down pretty quickly once the sun goes down. As we zoom out a bit, you can see the front more clearly here on this wider version. You can see it arcing its way up through northern California into Oregon and Washington. So much cooler air out here across the Pacific, and it's pushing its way on in through Oregon right now, and it'll be moving into Idaho tomorrow. So hopefully you got out and enjoyed today, because temperatures will be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler tomorrow than what they are today. We're also going to see more clouds and more rain. So that's what we had to look forward to as we head in through tomorrow. Your futurecast now will start off at 6 o'clock p.m. tonight. Again, some scattered showers out in Oregon. Most of these guys continuing to stay just off to the west of us, but they will start to move in here after dark tonight. We'll see some scattered showers possibly tomorrow morning, maybe some more isolated showers, maybe some thunderstorms popping up tomorrow afternoon, especially up in the mountains as we head through the day. So watch out for those. As we head into Tuesday, we'll see a warm front lifting into the region, bringing another round of rain across the Treasure Valley and snow up into the mountains. If you're above 4,500 feet in elevation, you will see some snow, especially on Tuesday. And how much snow we're going to get? Well, folks up to the north will definitely see more precipitation. We're looking at upwards of an inch up around McCall and close to that in Yellow Pine and Stanley, while Boise, Mountain Home considerably drier. And what's this going to translate to in snow? Well, you can see out here across the Sawtooths a fair amount, probably 4 to 6 inches expected, maybe up around 10 inches up there near Brundage Mountain. So this could be one last gasp here for the skiers. Good news for you. But for tomorrow, again, we're going to see that cold front moving right through Idaho. It's going to bring wet air and it's going to bring cool air across the state. So enjoy the rest of today. Here's the setup for tomorrow across the Treasure Valley. We'll see those temperatures into the mid-50s. Rain showers likely, cooler and breezy. If we get sunshine, it'll be more likely to be in the afternoon. But that sunshine could be spoiled by some showers or thunderstorms popping up as well, so watch out for that. The west central mountains, isolated thunderstorms, much cooler, only 40s tomorrow for the Long Valley, 50s down around Garden Valley, Council, and Riggins, and it'll be breezy as well. And as we head further off to the east, a windy day expected for Sun Valley, Fairfield, and Stanley, highs up into the 40s there with rain and snow. Stanley could pick up 1 to 3 inches here by tomorrow night, and we're looking at 50s for the Magic Valley with isolated thunderstorms a possibility. Breezy too, gusts up around 35 miles an hour. Our 7-day forecast shows a breezy day shaping up tomorrow and Tuesday, cool, wet, but we will bring warmer, drier, and sunnier weather in as we close out the week.
All right, we'll need that umbrella out the door tomorrow. Thanks, Adam. Coming up on today's 6, we talk with a local political expert about a new teacher pay effort.